There we go. Sorry, I forgot to unmute my mic. What's up, everybody? I think I was doing a premiere of one of the narc shows, and I think my timing was a little bit off. I wanted to have that in so everybody could just come over here, but I may have missed it by a couple of minutes. But oh well, they'll get here eventually. But welcome to the show. Finally, I had a very, very rough week with Auntie, I tell you. So anyway, I finally made it back home, and uh, man, it's I see why people. I mean, no, this is gonna sound cold. It's not what the way I mean it, but I see why people put old people in a nursing home because it's a lot. It's a lot, especially like if you have kids, little kids and a husband and a job too. It's a lot. So luckily, I don't have any little kids. I work here and there. It's not hard, so it works out okay. But she took a lot of my time up this week, and so I missed the interviews. It's been it's been rough. So anyway, enough of my violin playing. Welcome to the show. Welcome to What the Fuck Wednesday. We're doing it on Wednesday this week instead of on Tuesday. And let's see how many letters we got this week. We have, it looks like 20. Okay, that's good. Two less than last week. I can handle that. I Yeah, the interviews, this is the final week of the NARC series interviews. So anybody who's been procrastinating and you wanted to tell your story, you better get on it because the last interviews I'm doing are on Saturday. And then this programming is going away. You know me. I like to be on to the next big thing. So we did this through April and May. That's enough. So everybody who procrastinated through April and May, you better get on it. You send an email to Debsterism, the same name as this channel, Debsterism at gmail.com. Give me highlights of your story. And then I'll send you back the information to, book your appointment. And like I said, you only got, you got Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So there's not a whole bunch of flexibility there. So you would have to fit your time in one of those days. Okay. So let's get going. Oh, I don't know if you could submitted a question. Wait, when did you submit? Well, I don't know. I mean, it depends on when you submitted. If you submitted it today or yesterday, it's probably not in here because I think Candace finished them. Yeah, she had it finished for Tuesday, but I wasn't. I couldn't do it, so it would have to be then. If you submitted it on Tuesday or Wednesday, then it's gonna be next week at the earliest. Okay, what the fuck Tuesday, which is actually on Wednesday this week. Question number one, female, 46 to 55 out of Florida. I have a 21, almost 22-year-old son who is dating a 17-year-old high school girl. Wait, but Florida. Okay. When I found out, I was livid. He seemed to think it's perfectly fine and assures me that her parents are okay with it. I cannot condone my adult son having relations with a minor child, and I know he is, and I feel I should get the authorities involved. The problem is, if I do that, then he could very well lose his job as he is correction officer for the state of Florida. On the other hand, I am furious and have a real issue with older guys going after such young girls, and I don't want my son to think he can just get away with it. He is in a position of responsibility while corrupting the morals of a minor. If he is caught with her, the consequences could be dire because my son is African American and the young girl is white. While race is not an issue to me, it is for society. Her parents could change their minds at any time before she turns 18 and blow the whistle on him. However, I am so angry I want to blow the whistle on him myself. I know he is my son, but I feel a greater duty to protect this young girl. Please give me your input. Thank you. I have a couple of things to say. Number one is if Florida really is where you live, you don't have anything to worry about. When I was in Texas, when I was going to college, one of my attorneys was also licensed to practice law in the state of Florida. So I got to learn a lot about the Florida law. And they have something that's called, well, it's like an exemption if the people are so many years if they're within this window of years apart, 5, 6, 4 something. And they call it a Romeo and Juliet law. A lot of states have that. So what you would have is she's 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So even if it's 4 years, he's in that window. And I think it's more than that. So this not what he's doing is not criminal, not in the state of Florida. Like I said, if you actually live in Florida, now if you just put Florida and you actually live somewhere else, well then my response is going to be wrong because I'm giving you what I know about the state of Florida. Um, it's really interesting because here in California, I knew a young guy. He was 18, and the little girl he was messing with was 16, and she was white and he was black. And her parents was cool and everything until she turned up pregnant. That they went to the police, had him arrested, and this is in California, and I know these people, this boy. And his family, I mean, they had to get like a big time criminal defense attorney and do this and stuff. And it was like, dude, really? I mean, they lived in a suburb that was, largely white at the time. It's more mixed now. We're talking many, many years ago. But they had to go through all kind of changes to keep that boy out of jail, out of prison, behind them people. Thanks, Lakeisha. That's a cute picture. And, but like I said, that's in California where the age of consent is 18. She wasn't, she was only 16. And so that was, he got the book thrown at him. And then you add the race factor. It was just ugly. It was very ugly. Now, in your case, though, like I said, I totally get what you're talking about. He's too old to be messing with a high school student. That's just ridiculous. But since we all, the state of Florida has some really fucked up laws, that stand your ground thing is one of them that got Zimmerman off. This is just another example. So, but for you, though, there's nothing to worry about. He's not going to lose his job. There's no criminal action here. Um, it's it's questionable, but it's not illegal. Okay, not for Florida. So let's move on to question number 2. Female, 30 to 36, out of Richmond, Virginia. Hello, thank you for taking my question. My parents are extremely, ooh, and she put that in caps, toxic, and therefore I don't have regular contact with them. They've picked fights, belittle me, and have said some very mean and disrespectful things to me over the years. For instance, when I called them on Mother's Day, my mom blamed me for her poor health and depression. She said that if I kept in contact with her, she wouldn't be depressed and that I need to call her to remind her to eat healthy. Then they pressured me about having kids. They've known for years I have zero interest in having children. My dad tried pressuring me into telling him if I'm on birth control. What? What you need to be all up in your daughter's womb like that for? Sound like what's his name? Uh, what's her name's husband that was taking his daughter to the gyno. That's just too much. And he wouldn't accept that's personal as an answer. My mom said, well, you either on birth control or your husband is shooting blanks right in front of my husband. And then she proceeded to belittle me about not wanting kids. This is actually mild considering how they typically act. Oh boy, if I could just jump into your body for 5 minutes. Now, with the current pandemic, my dad has set up a weekly video chat with his side of the family. I attended last week out of curiosity. It turns out I really love seeing my aunts, uncles, and cousins. This feels like something I could do every week. However, my parents are on these video chats. My question to you is, should I do these video chats even with my parents on the calls? What would you do? Thank you very much. First of all, I would have cussed my parents out. That's what I would have done. Just sitting up there talking about, let's start at the beginning of what you put the examples of the smart ass remarks that I would give them. She blamed me for her poor health and depression. No, bitch, your health is bad because you eat fucked up food and you don't exercise. I don't have shit to do with that. And you depressed is because you evil and ugly and you got a stupid husband. I'd be depressed too if I was in your situation. And you keep her to keep in contact with her. Please, who want to be in contact with your evil ass? All you got to do is say a bunch of negative shit. Don't nobody want to hear that. And then they want to press you about kids. You know how you shut that down? I never want to have kids because I wouldn't want any of them to have to suffer with you as grandparents. You suck ass, both of you. Okay, well then they're gonna be all stunned Yeah, Ti. They're gonna be all stunned and feelings all hurt and everything, but they'll be like, "Well, why would you say that?" They're gonna be all in their feelings and stuff. And that's when you go for the jugular. And they start rattling off all the crazy shit they've done and crazy shit they said and how disrespectful they are. And since they see this is the thing, if you did something like that and you hurt my kids' feelings, bitch, I would kill you. And nigga, I would kill you too. So the best thing for all of us, you to stay above ground and me to stay out of prison, is for me not to have no kids. So don't ask me that shit again. And trying to tell somebody about you trying to are you on birth control? Motherfucker, worry about your dried up ass wife. That's the only thing you need to worry about. Don't worry about what's going on in my womb and in my bedroom with my husband. That's none of your damn business. Oh, that's just gross to me. And for a parent to even be thinking like that, the dad to be thinking about that, like that about his daughter, that's got an element of freaky weirdness to it. I don't like that. Thanks, you guys, for the tips for my cussing fund. The cussing fund is growing. Thank you. This is unbelievable. And then going to insult your husband like that. See, your husband is nice because I would have snapped at him and said some really fucked up stuff. Now, let's talk about this video chat now that we've gotten through that part. I would participate in that, were it me, no more than once a month. You know why? I mean, you'd like to see him, but I mean, so you can see him, once a month is plenty to do that. The rest of the time, just do what you want to do. And then, just pop in unscheduled, stay a few minutes, and pop back out. And pop in, and if your parents start acting stupid, saying something crazy to you, that's when you leave. But see, that this is my thing about it, though. I mean, it's nice that you want to participate in this group chat and all of that. But both you and these cousins and uncles and everybody have the ability to pick up the phone and call each other. You can FaceTime each other. You can duo each other. You can do Google Hangouts with each other. There's no reason in the world why you have to participate in this thing if you're going to be subjecting yourself to any kind of verbal abuse by your parents. You got me? You just give them your number separately if they don't have it, and then say, you can reach out to me, but I'm not going to be participating in this because my crazy parents are on there. Okay? That's what I would do. Oh, that's a good idea, Moon. Because we only on letter two, and I mean, I'm sure there's going to be more that's going to have me lit up. Question number 3, female, 37 to 45, out of Massachusetts. I love your channel. I've been watching you for years. You like to get to the point, so I will get to it. Yes, thank you. I have an issue with my elderly parents who are in their late 70s. They are retired professionals and healthy. They live in a house which they have had for over 20 years. It's completely paid off, but it's in a deteriorating neighborhood. All of their neighbors and friends have moved out years ago. I've been begging them to move out. My mom wants to, but my dad does not. She just goes along with him. A year ago, they had a small home invasion. They told me about it several months after it happened. And then when I found out, I bought a home for them, which I demolished, and I'm building a new house for them. I did all of this without telling them until a couple of months ago. I told them I want to give them this new home, and I would like them to either sell or rent their current home and give the proceeds to me. My mom seemed very interested to move, but my dad is adamant not to. He told my mom that if she moves, he won't move and won't talk to her anymore. He also constantly berates me for making, quote, foolish decisions. And this quote, one makes no sense since we are going to die soon anyway. Wow. Now my mom is telling me to sell the new home and refers to it as, quote, my problem because they won't move. The construction will be complete in a few months. There are no loans on anything, but if I sell it, it would be at a loss. And I have no intention to move there since I live in a different state altogether. They seem to be hell bent on pushing my buttons, but if they don't move, they'll remain in an unsafe area and the new home will be a complete waste. I need some of your guidance. Ooh, this is a tough one because since they have all their faculties, you can't get like conservatorship of them and make them move. As long as they're making decisions and getting around by themselves and handling their money and stuff like that, you can't say that they're suffering any kind of mental impairment. So you don't really have any legal, power here to make them move. Um, the only thing that you could do, I don't know how your parents think, but sometimes, you always know the thing that people are motivated by one of two things. either avoidance of something because they're afraid of it, or the pursuit of pleasure, something that they want. What you have to figure out is if your dad is a fear avoider type or a pleasure seeker type. And he sounds like a fear avoider type. So when you have the fear avoider type, you get them to motivate them to do what you want them to do by filling their head full of what ifs and make all the what ifs bad. Well, what you gonna do, Dad? You know you old. You can't fight like you used to. These young gangbangers are taking over the neighborhood. You know what you gonna do if they break in here and just start beating you over the head and you end up in the hospital or worse yet, dead? Then what's the mama gonna do? She gonna be all by herself. You gonna be all messed up. Might not die. Might be in a coma. Might have brain damage. These boys out here ain't playing. Y'all are old and you're vulnerable and you're here by yourselves. I want you in a safe neighborhood where we don't have to worry about those kind of things happening to you. You know, like that. Lay it on real thick. And then he would be like, oh shit, wait a minute. And just remind him of he's old and frail now. You know, you got these men have this vision of themselves still like they were at 30. And it's like, you know, have you looked in the mirror lately? You don't have the muscles no more. So all that fighting and stuff you want to be doing, you can't do it. Um, well, he might be, but I'm just saying that's not what she's writing about. The race issue isn't the point because you know everywhere there's people dating interracially. But what um, the point is there, that's not what she was asking me. She was asking about the legal ramifications of him dating a 17-year-old. So that's what I answered. You know, people gonna act stupid no matter. You could be the same race. They don't. That's not gonna stop nobody from acting stupid. Or you could be just a dude without a woman with you at all. A woman without a man with you at all. If somebody want to act stupid with you, they gonna do it. So you don't live your life based on what some chumps and stupid people might do. Don't ever live your life like that. You'll put yourself in a prison of fear and not do nothing with your life and just waste it. Question number 4. Anyway, so that's my advice to your parents. You got to figure that out. If your dad, because he's the key here. Don't worry about your mother. She's gonna go along with him. So you focus on him. He's the ringleader. And if you figure out what is he a fear avoider or is he a pleasure seeker? And that's the way that you go at him. Don't use logic. You got to go to his feelings. Okay, pull at his heartstrings. Get him, you know, to where he's gonna be stressed out about what's gonna happen if he doesn't move, and then he'll move. Question number 4, female 37 to 45 out of Lake Charles. Recently, I discovered my husband of 25 years and my best friend of 13 years has been having an affair for the best part of the last 10 years on and off. Wow. Wow. That's amazing. They both swear it's been over for a while. However, knew less than 2 years ago something was going on. It seems childish, but he won't delete her contact details from his phone. I am paranoid he's talking to her. He has a photo of her against her contact, but not against anyone else. I've been trying to move past it as much as get on okay daily. I am full of anger and worry. I'm finding it very hard to move on. I go from loving to hating multiple times every day. Lockdown isn't helping. We have 3 adult children, 18 to 25, who know nothing. We own our own business. There's so much to think about. Any thoughts welcome? There's nothing to think about. Okay, see, it's okay. There's cheating, and then there's cheating with like a family member or your best friend. That is the lowest form of low. All these goddamn women in this world, and he had to go to get to somebody who has a close relationship to you. That's the best he could do. That's what he thought was going to be. But he intentionally did that to hurt you. Now, when you figure it out like that, yeah, Lake Charles, Louisiana. When you think about it like that, there's no way for no reason in this world why you should continue this marriage. This man intentionally wanted to hurt you. That's why he saw it. So you don't even have a best friend no more, nor will you have a husband. You're left with no one. And he did that on purpose. Now, who this bitch is, you talking about he won't delete her contact numbers, but I mean, you should be deleting her contact number. She should have been cussed out as for the betrayal. How you gonna be up in somebody's face tell them that that's your best friend and that's how they do you? No, nope, nope, nope. And it doesn't matter if it's been over for some time ago because it's the principle of it. You're looking at, well, it's over. No, the pain for you will never be over. The total betrayal of your husband, the total betrayal of your best friend, you're going to hurt about this for probably another 10 or 15 years because it's like, that cuts super deep. So you feel like you can't trust nobody when you have a situation like that. And I, if I were you, I would get myself in some counseling because you're going to need some help to get past this. Get your just you because you need help dealing with your grief, your anger, your sadness. It's probably a mixture of depression. There's a lot going on there for you. You need some help to deal with that. Once you do, go to an attorney and get a divorce. Whatever y'all have built up, you get half and then go on your merry way. Your kids are grown, so they're adults. You don't have to worry about them. You don't have to worry about child support and all that stuff, spousal support. I mean, you might be able to get that if you wasn't working. But, start looking at what you're going to do with the rest of your life because you cannot stay with someone who would intentionally go out of their way to stab you in the back and rip your heart out. This man does not love you at all, at all. And you need to understand that. You're still trying to adjust to the fact that, it's with your best friend and you've pitching around talking about he needs the leader. No, 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 no. That's not going to do anything. Like he can't still call it, like he hasn't memorized the number in 10 years. That's not going to do anything, dear. That's you focusing on the wrong thing here. Stop focusing on what he's doing and focus on what you need to be doing for yourself. That's what you need to do. Ooh, I would have been so through with him, just like on the spot, done. Done. Well, she might, but don't be such a fatalist, B. Irvin, because that's why people write to me because they're having so many emotions, they don't even know what to do with them. They don't even know what to feel. They're confused, they're hurt, they're angry, they're all a bunch of things. So once she gets all of that sorted out and she sees it's to her detriment to stay in a marriage with a man who would treat her like this, then she will leave. But right now she hasn't gotten to that point yet. She's still trying to figure out, what she feels. So don't be so fatalistic. Give people a chance to explore their feelings. She's been married to the man 25 years. She's not gonna make an overnight decision. Everybody ain't a super bitch like me, and I know that. So that's why I can understand, what she's going through. Me, soon as I found out, I've been done with both of them, like on the spot, like light switch turn off kind of thing. But most people aren't like that. They're gonna have a lot of emotions, and they're gonna need to work it through. And so once she does that, she'll see, um, that's in her best interest to move on and probably move out of Lake Charles as well. Question number 5. This is from a female 21 to 26. It says no location provided. Hey, Deb. I met a really amazing guy right before quarantine, and things have been amazing. Ooh, with 4 exclamation marks. We've gotten along so well, we decided to begin seeing each other exclusively. Hmm. The issue is I haven't been in a relationship in over 3 years and I'm a little nervous about it. I have met a lot of really shitty men that it seems normal for them to disappoint me in some form, so having a man that is absolutely perfect is freaking me out. To make matters worse, he was only here visiting family but has stayed longer since we met but has to go back to the West Coast. It's getting around the time where he's going to leave very soon, but we decided on maintaining a relationship until we eventually can be closer. I can't help but feel anxiety and insecure about our future. Any advice? Okay, you haven't said, okay, you met him right before quarantine. What does that mean? Like a week, 2 days, a month, 2 months? I mean, you kind of left out something really important here. And then, so how many, were you seeing him during quarantine? I mean, what happened there? You left out a lot of details that I really would need to know here to know if this even makes any sense. But let's just say, I'm going to just focus on what you put here. So you met a lot of shitty men, and he's only there visiting, and he's going back to the West Coast, and you somewhere else. Wait, where did you? Oh, no, No location provided. So I don't even know where you are. And but it doesn't matter because you don't really know this guy yet. I know you haven't been in a relationship in 3 years and you know, are anxious. You feel some connection with the guy. You want it to be something meaningful. You like the guy a lot. But I'm going to tell you that you need to slow down. Don't get so excited. There's somebody that you met. How he gonna being to see each other exclusively and his ass getting ready to get on a plane and go to the opposite side of the country? What is that? That's just blowing smoke up your ass. He's exclusive while he's there, and then he gonna be exclusive with somebody else when he get back home. So don't be so believing everything these men say. I don't believe shit until I see proof of it. And me knowing all these West Coast motherfuckers, they ain't about shit. Okay, they are not nothing. So you be very careful here. Protect your heart, and feeling anxiety and insecure about a future. You don't have a future. Calm down, slow down. You barely know this man, okay? Until you spend a lot of time with him and really get to know him as a person, because you saw like a snapshot of him. You saw his representative for that very brief time that he was there. Even the biggest narc in the world can wear his sheepskin for a short period of time and trick you. So just calm down, okay? You need to be asking, talking to your phone calls. When he gets back, y'all gonna have phone calls, video chats, or whatever. Make sure you go through these videos over here about questions to ask men and how you get to know who they are morally, spiritually, mentally, what they feel about relationships, love, women, all kinds of stuff. You have to get into some serious issues before you really feel comfortable with a man and start talking about our future. If you haven't gotten them conversations, you don't know this dude. You don't know him at all. So just slow down, slow your roll. Question number 6, female, 26 to 29 from the UK. I survived the abuse of my childhood, physical, emotional, not sexual, thank God. I'm 27 now and struggled healing in my early adulthood and did plenty of stuff I regret but moved on. I finally found peace after a friend of mine passed away and his uncle took me in. The old man was kind and lived in the countryside. At first, it was hard getting used to being in the middle of nowhere, but I found peace and started to heal. I had a stable home for the first time in my life. After a couple of years of living there, I met my boyfriend. He lived 2 hours away. My boyfriend is wonderful and treats me like a queen. I ended up pregnant. Not long after, we got a place together. His father came along too, which I was initially fine with. My boyfriend's father has a bad leg, diabetes, and on disability. His father's very abrasive. Over time, his father's become more and more verbally abusive. Wow. I tried telling myself throughout the pregnancy that I was just sensitive because of hormones. My son is 10 months old now, and this man continues to put me down. He likes to insinuate that I'm a bad mother, that I'm lazy, has flat out called me retarded. He acts worse when my boyfriend is at work, but my boyfriend still sees it when he's home. I've told my boyfriend I can't handle this. The abuse constantly triggers my PTSD. I feel like I survived abuse only to be abused again. I love my boyfriend and my son, but I constantly want to leave because I'm suffering so much. I'm constantly depressed, panic attacks daily and nightly. I've woken out of a dead sleep with panic attacks. Oh my God. I tell my boyfriend we need our place without his father, but he won't leave his dad because he raised him by himself. The problem has gotten so bad that I constantly want to die. I can't focus on being a mother or fully enjoying my child because I'm constantly depressed. I fear that my son is not getting the love and attention that he deserves. My boyfriend tells me that if I need to leave for a little while to get my head together and come back, that's fine. I try to tell him, though, this is not a matter of a mere mental health vacation. If I leave, I'm going to have to leave permanently. My boyfriend doesn't want me to leave permanently, but he says he understands if I do. It hurts so much, and I feel like I shouldn't have to be the one to leave the family. I also feel that if I leave with my son, I will be demonized by my boyfriend's family for taking him from his good father. Oh, it's time to start giving daddy some glucose cocktails. I would make that motherfucker go into a diabetic coma and die. Now, let's see, because your boyfriend's at work. How he gonna know? And you can be like, look, I don't know. He ate breakfast and then he just, I thought he was asleep. I was in the other room playing with the baby. I don't know what happened. I'm telling you, he would have to die. But it's really sad he got a bad leg, so that means he can't really walk too good. I would be bumping into him, making his ass fall, and just let him leave him there until you're gonna stay there until you get him by yourself or your son come home and get you, come home and pick you up. Cause I'm not doing it, you fucker. You want to talk so much shit, talk it now while you on the ground with your bad leg and your diabetes. And I don't know. I don't know. I'm just like his father's very abrasive, but so am I. And that's the kind of thing, it's really unfortunate because these really nice, nice young ladies get in situations like this, and they just become roadkill because they don't have that evil side. Yeah, kick him in his leg, make his ass fall down. I'm telling you, and just be looking at him, laying there, kick him a time or two, just for good measure. Yeah, I'm telling you, bully him, holding his food and be yeah, yeah. Yep. Come and chase me. If you catch me, you can eat. Other than that, I don't know what to tell you. You're gonna be hungry all day till your son come home. And I would just fuck with him just because I can. Just because I can. And he's talking about, he's got diabetes. Like, oh, you just mad. This is why you mad because you diabetic and your dick don't work. You can't fucking your leg is all fucked up too. Don't want no woman want you. So you mad about that because your son's got me. That's what you mad about. Just hating ass old fool. Stuff like that. I would just be talking so much shit to him, he wouldn't want to talk crazy to me. Yeah, I know I'm bad. I'm telling you. You're not gonna treat me like that. That's not gonna happen. And then that son, I'll be cussing his ass out too. It's like, what kind of father are you? You got your woman, your mother of your child, and you let this motherfucker just talk to me any kind of way, and you don't say nothing to him. Girl, remember in that movie, what's the name of it? Monsters Ball. How Billy Billy Bob Thornton took his racist ass daddy and threw him into a nursing home because he wanted to be with Halle Berry's character. And the daddy was talking too much shit about her being a nigger and all this old stuff. He packed that motherfucker up and put him in the nursing home. It was like deuces and was gone. That's what this dude needs to do, to his father. And it's like nobody's saying your daddy's gonna be mistreated and all of that, but he should not live in the house with you and your woman and your daughter. Yeah, wasn't that the best scene ever? I rewound that shit about 50 times and watched his attitude. He was just like, fuck you, you old bugger, and just dumped him off and was like, I'm out. It was hilarious to me. I love that scene. That's why I watched it so many times. But yeah, you're putting yourself through so much, young lady, just to be with this dude. Let him stay there with his raggedy ass daddy. Go. The old man that you used to live with. Go back to his house. Bring your baby with you. Ask him if you could just be over there. Did you had a stable home and it was peaceful, and it was like in the countryside. You didn't have no problem. The baby's only 10 months old. He don't need to go to school or anything yet. You know what I mean? You just do something with yourself that um, to get you away from the situation before you have a total mental breakdown, and then you be the one in the home, and your baby is there being subjected to this old man and his nasty mouth. See, she's talking about she constantly wants to die. No, you got to get out of there. You got to get out of there, and you're gonna leave without your boyfriend. You're gonna leave him there with his raggedy ass daddy. That's what you're gonna do. Question number 7. We got 20 questions for those who may have missed it. 20 questions today on what the fuck Wednesday, which was supposed to be yesterday, but it's today instead. Yeah, she did until she met this boy. And then he moving in with his daddy, moving in with his woman and his daddy. Raggedy. It's one thing if you got a decent daddy, but you got a raggedy ass daddy. No. Female 226 out of Twin Cities. Question number 7. That's what we're on right now. I have been dating a 29-year-old man for 6 months. I have not seen him in person for 2 months because of the pandemic. I realized after watching your video on vetting men that I did not vet him properly when I first started dating him exclusively. On Thursday, I asked him what he thinks of popcorn. You guys know what that is, right? Uh, yeah, you'll figure it out. And he admitted to me that he uses it daily. He says he will change and that he loves me. How much time do I give him to change before I break up with him? Let me explain something to you, young woman. He's 29 years old and he watches that stuff daily. What you have is a popcorn addict. Okay, change the from the corn to two P's. Popporn, and you'll figure it out. Okay. I need to make a lexicon of all my little acronyms because I'll be trying to skate up under the uh under the they have the things that like filter and they tag your videos if you use like certain words. So I'll be trying to come up with some euphemisms, and that's one. Okay. Popcorn. So everybody remember that. And you got a guy who's a popcorn addict. That's what you got. And of course, he's going to say he's going to change. Of course, they always say they're going to change. They can't change unless he gets some severe counseling because there's something, when people have an addiction, they rarely can get over it all by themselves. They need help. So you thinking that, this is something that he can do on his own and that he's serious, he might think he can. I'm not saying that, but I know better. And I know that you asking him that question, um, that was important to you to know. That's why you thought to ask him. And I don't think I would even think to ask somebody that. I would just be looking at their history in their computer. But you don't get with a man expecting him to change. You take him for who and what he is right now. Because you want to have a guy who you like and you get along with and you guys on the same page just as he is right now. Because if anything, what they do after they get with you is get worse. So you don't get with him when he's worse, thinking he's going to change and become better. That never happens. So he's somebody that you don't want. He's somebody that's got some habits that you don't like. You ain't with it. You ain't down with it. None of that is of interest to you. You're disgusted by it. So break up with him. This is very simple. And it should be very easy because you haven't seen him in months. So he's already kind of out of your system. So just make it final. It ain't Rona. It's just, yes. It's just, these people, I don't know. I think a lot of times people their relationships are full of distractions. So they're in a relationship, but they're not really focused on the important issues, the core values and morals and viewpoints of things. They're like, oh, we like the same things and we have so much fun and the eggplant is wonderful. That's all they think about. And so, but based on that, they have a relationship. And then it falls apart and blows up in their face because there's no foundation there. It's just stupid. It's just based on, activities, fun having, not on anything that's going to be sustainable to build on. And that's what Rona is doing. It's showing people that they have no foundation and that all that fluff and stuff that they run all that running around and eggplanting they were doing, they can't do that now because they can't see each other. And it's exposing the fact that the relationship is about some bullshit. And so they're like scratching their head, like, well, how did this even happen? How did I get with this person? I don't even like this person. They think weird. They have some strange habits. And so, that's what Rona is doing for people. It's putting things in, like when people before the era of the internet, where people used to have pen pals and stuff and write letters and all of that. That's what it's doing. So it's time for you to break up with dude, girlfriend. Question number 8, female, 21 to 26 in Riverside, California. My boyfriend and I have been together for 5 years. There's a 6-year age difference between us, and he will be turning 30 this year. So she's 24 and he's 30. I'm having a hard time figuring out if I want to stay in this relationship or not. Once you have to ask yourself that question, I'm going to just tell everybody who's listening to me right now. Once you have to ask yourself, do I stay in this relationship or not? The answer has already been decided. You just haven't accepted it yet. You've already made up your mind that the relationship is not what you want. Okay, you just haven't made the cut. That's all that is. Yep, Rona. Rona kicking ass and taking names. Yeah, if you have to question your relationship one time, it's like, should I stay in this relationship? When you're dating now, when you're married, that's different. You guys have made a different level of commitment to each other. And like I've always said, there's days when you wake up and even though you love this man to death, you don't want to go nowhere, not really. But the idea of, being free of him is so entertaining, so pleasurable. It's like you just allow your life to, well, mind to wander down that fantasy of what, you'd be skipping along a golden flower pecked path without him and out his problems and out his energy, his farting, his stinky feet, his snoring, throwing his dirty clothes next to the hamper, stuff like that. Men get on your nerves. But it's not, usually it's nothing that serious. But here, she says she don't want to, she says she feels, sometimes I feel like I have a child instead of a boyfriend. There are piles of clothes on his side of the room. Still, I have asked several times for him just to do the laundry. Well, he did the laundry, and now all the clean clothes are in the hamper because he hasn't put them away, and now there are new piles of dirty clothes on the floor. He lost his driver's license twice in the 5 years we've been together. We are currently in the second time. It will probably be at least a year until he can drive again. Why is his mistake my burden? I have to drive him everywhere now because he messed up. And what do I get? Just a thank you occasionally. I think I deserve a lot more than that. I have to take time out of my day every day to drive him places. He cannot wake up in time to go to work. He either doesn't set the alarm or he doesn't get up when it goes off. I'm not the only one who drives him to work, and the other people who drive him decided they will not wake him up. If he doesn't get up, he doesn't go to work. He lives rent free. He has already put 2 holes from cigarettes in the new rug we've had for less than a month, which he didn't pay for. He started smoking pot again. This guy's a loser. And quite frankly, I do not like him when he's high, and he's continuously high now. I tried to compromise with him and asked if he could be sober for just one day of the week, and even that was like I was asking him to do too much. I do love this man very much. I always saw a future with him and saw us getting married and starting a family. You all ass need glasses. But right now, the future I see with him is not a future I want. I don't know if I'm just overreacting, if I'm putting up with way too much. I'd appreciate some advice on this from someone I don't know because I have talked to a few people about a relationship and I think they are biased towards me. I think it just changes their perspective on him and they end up disliking him. I want completely unbiased advice. If I am wholly overreacting and blowing this out of proportion, tell me. If I'm in a relationship that's going nowhere, please tell me that. Girl, this shit is not only going nowhere, it's sinking and it's taking you along with it. Why you think that because he lost his, see, you on some codependent shit. How he gonna be living with you when he ain't paying no bills? Where they do that at? How does he have money to buy weed and he don't have the money to help pay the rent? How does he just decide that he's not going to go to work because he's too tired? He slept overslept. No, I would be stomping his ass and hitting him with something to get you to get the fuck up and get out. I don't care if you walk the streets picking up cans. You better come back here with some money. You're not gonna be laying up here like somebody's mama's taking care of your ass. The hell? I mean, I don't know. You say you love him. Why? Why? What is it that you love him? Have you ever asked yourself that? The dude is a waste of time. He's a loser. He's a fucking just waste of air. He don't do shit. He ain't about shit. He's not trying to do nothing. You taking care of him like he's an infant. I don't know. I just can't. I can't with these dudes. You ain't gonna lay up in my house and you ain't paying no bills. That's not, it's not gonna happen. And he would not. I wouldn't be driving him anywhere. You lost your license, so you get a bus pass and make the magic happen. That's not my problem. What you did, maybe that'll teach you after you get sick of riding the bus to, keep your license next time. So that means he's driving drunk or high or something. Well, if he's that high and stuff all the time, it can't be the eggplant because he's not gonna be performing well in that area. Mm-mm. No, and it's what bothers me, I think, a lot about these young girls is when they write these kind of things, I don't know if I'm overreacting. It's like they don't trust themselves at all. They need other people to tell them that, you know, that what they're thinking is right and that it's okay and stuff. And I always find that curious. It's like, why can't you make that decision for yourself? You're looking at your life with this man. You know you hate it. Why do you need me to tell you that it's that you have a bad relationship when you already know that? See, that's the part. It's like people aren't being honest with themselves, and it's like they look pitching around trying to find some kind of excuse for why they could need to stay in this relationship. I'm not going to give you that. You writing to me about that? You wrote the wrong person. This guy is a loser. You should have got rid of him a long time ago. Once he lost his license the first time, I would have been done because that's a marked sign of immaturity and irresponsibility. And I don't do irresponsible grown men. I just don't. So you lose your license because you drinking and driving, drunk or high or whatever. We're through here, sir. There's nothing else for you here. You got to go. And so you stayed with him and he's doing all this stuff. Oh my God, girl, come on now. Is he like the last man on earth or something? Question number 9, male, 26 to 29, out of Dallas. My girlfriend and I have been dating for a year and a half. She's older at 34 with a child from a previous marriage. I'm 27 with no kids, just some bad relationships. 27 and 34. Okay. Our first issue, and one that persists to this day, is trust. About a weekend, we were at her niece's birthday, and she snuck off with my phone and went back through months of texts before I even met her. There was nothing terrible, but she was distraught, and it was clear the presence of other females in my life upset her. One that she fixated on was my closest female friend and the one who helped me through my past breakups, anxiety, and depression. Fast forward to today, and anytime she texts me, it's instant anger, accusations, and questions. Worth mentioning that this friend is married to another one of my friends. Nothing said has ever been inappropriate, mostly memes and inside jokes. I try to explain to my girlfriend to include her, but she is more interested in accusations. A couple of months in, she had been receiving texts from a guy, and I would notice, but she would quickly delete the messages. When I confronted her about it, I'm not the one to do that, but if you're telling me I can't talk to my platonic female friend, then who is this guy? She lied and said he was just a friend and that they never had anything going on, which I found a year in was a lie, and they were friends with benefits prior. She's rather popular in our city, and anytime a guy is mentioned in conversation, she has to mention how they tried to sleep with her. Wow. Recently found out her, quote, brother, who was at our house all the time, tried for years to sleep with her. Her brother in law also begged for a get together with her and her sister for years as well. Wow. My frustration is why can't I not communicate with my best platonic friends who rescued me mentally when I needed it? But she can communicate with all of these people from her past that provocatively view her. There's more to the story that I could speak on, but I'm not. I've been 100% faithful. So to be told that me texting my friends is cheating is annoying. Sir, you need to break up with her. First of all, she's too old for you. Okay, you're only 27. If you're going to date an older woman, it should be somebody no more than 30, not 34, 35, with a couple of kids and stuff, all this stuff. And then, the second that she snatched your phone and went off to another room to look at it, you were supposed to get your phone back and say deuces and be out. She already, see, this is the thing. People show you who they are from the very get go. She showed you she was a controlling, insecure, silly girl. I mean, woman, but with a girlish mentality. She showed you that from day one, and you didn't pay attention. You stayed in the relationship, and of course, the BS just escalated because she's crazy. She's so insecure, it's ridiculous. I say I don't have time for insecure people. Yeah, that's what I just said. He needs to. This is relationship is not. This is a waste of time. And you focusing on the stuff about touching about your friend and stuff, but there's all kinds of other stuff there. The accusations and the attacks, personal attacks, and the lack of trust going through your phone, instant anger, a lot of these questions, all this drag and drama. Um, and saying, well, this person wanted to sleep with me. Everybody want to sleep with her. She just saw that girl is grossly insecure. Who tells their man some shit like that? It's just somebody who's so stupid they're trying to make you feel, jealous about some other men. And so you're supposed to be when she does something like that, you should laugh in her face and say, well, maybe you should have got that dick and then you wouldn't be acting stupid like you are now. Telling me that I don't give a fuck what these men wanted from you. What you telling me that simple shit for? You must think I'm gonna give a fuck. I don't. Stuff like that to shut her down because she's doing it because she's thinking it's getting your goat. So the only way you could do that is to tell her how stupid she's acting, how desperate and thirsty she looks for attention by coming at you like that. I would have to do all that kind of stuff, then I'd leave her. But I don't know because when people act like that, it's just to me, it's just a license to just go the fuck in. And I can't stop myself. It's like, oh, so you have weaknesses? Let me pounce on them right quick. Now all that lioness comes out. And I see, it's like prey. You present yourself as prey, I'm a pounce. And unfortunately, that's what lions do. So, you like to win in the injured antelope or whatever they call it. I'm ready to chew you up. And so, when people expose their hand like that, it's over for you. You should never show me, if we're in a relationship like a man, don't ever show me a weakness like that. Don't do that. or you trying to make me jealous and all that kind of stuff, it's going to backfire on you. Wackadoos. Yeah, they are. This is stupid. You're wasting your time with this nut job. Be 100. Why don't you go be 100% faithful to somebody who got some damn sense? But you know, this is another thing about this. Is this is when you know how I always tell you guys that men like women that are dramatic and put them through a whole bunch of changes. Did I just not prove my case? What person with their right mind would stay in a situation like this? Except somebody who like drama. Because men are actually kind of boring. You know, they're boring people. Their lives are so rote, and so they look for women to bring them excitement. And whether the excitement is positive or negative, it's still excitement. And he's hooked on it. He's hooked on the drama. You know, so if you're a calm woman and you don't ever bring no heat, no fussing, no nothing, they don't know what to do with that. You know, so every once in a while you just got to rear up and cuss them out just because. Just be, you know, evil just because you can. I told you about the dude. I mean, he was perfectly nice when he's like, you know, this is when I used to let people spend the night. Oh, what you making for breakfast? Okay, now I could have just said, oh, you know, something, something, but I didn't want to. I wanted to do that flash thing. What the fuck? I look like a maid. I'm not here to cook you breakfast, nigga. You know where the refrigerator is, and go in there and make breakfast. You know how to cook, and bring me a plate. And I rolled over and went back to sleep. Now when he was looking all astonished, he was like, and you know, like where'd that come from? It's like shit. I don't know. You just got on my nerves. Yeah, I just woke up. I'm tired. I'm grumpy. Leave me alone. Be asking me to do shit. And then I rolled over and I was laughing in my pillow. But you know, that's just the principle. You gotta just fly, you know, just flare up on them every once in a while, because otherwise they think, you know, men are stupid. They think you don't care or something. It's dumb. Even though I didn't really care, and I was like, you want some breakfast? Go get it. Go to McDonald's or go make it happen. But you know, he went downstairs. I had plenty of food in the refrigerator, and he's a good cook. He made omelets and all kind of shit. And so I was like, ooh, this is better than anything I could have made. I was grubbing. So you know, that's what I found about men in my lifetime. You can't be too peaceful with them, too you know, agreeable and all that kind of stuff. You got to say no, fuck no, hell no. What the hell I look like? No, you tripping. Stuff like that to them. Yeah, you got to do that. I'm telling you, be every once in a while, just out to you know, just flash, just for no reason, just for no reason. Not really. So let's move on. Am I reminiscing? Question number 10. Female 37 to 45 out of Clarksville, Tennessee. I wonder where that is. My main question is, how do you discern accurate self assessment from low self worth? Self assessment from low self worth. Hmm. I ask this because my friends and family have suggested I seek therapy because of certain things I say about myself, but I feel I'm being objective about my life and circumstances. I do not get attention from men. I have a wandering eye that can't be fixed, and more than I care to list, honestly. I may admit to being ugly, but that doesn't mean I hate myself. I don't let people mistreat me due to my lack of beauty. I do admit that I do not date due to my looks, but this is compounded by the fact my son is autistic. Realistically, my shot at getting a good relationship is zero. Okay. Well, so I see what you mean. So you're saying that you know that you're these are accurate things in your life, and to you it's just factual, whereas your relatives are saying that you have low self worth. And I see both pictures. I see both sides because what it is, okay, these might be the things that you are dealing with, but are you letting that stop you? Because no matter what you have, I mean, you had a baby, so somebody was all up in that. I mean, what you don't have a baby just by magic. Oh, it's outside of Nashville. Okay, and you know, no matter what a woman looks like, she can always fix herself up. You know, makeup, learning how to do makeup, and they be doing all this contouring and all this stuff. I was flipping through YouTube and I watched a Kim Kardashian video. That girl is miraculous with makeup. I got to give her props. And she had all this stuff and she looked completely, you know, she looked like the Kim that we used to see versus when she started. And I was like, wow, I didn't know makeup could do all of that. Then I thought, but she was just too much. She was like 97 different things she was putting on, and I don't want to do all of that. I put on three things: eyeliner, mascara, well, four. Eyeliner, mascara, a little trim of eyeshadow, and lipstick. That's it. I'll be wearing all that foundation and touring, contouring, and all that powderies and stuff. I'm not doing all of that. That's too much work. But so you can do that. You know, you can change your hairstyle to a more flattering hairstyle. You can start exercising if you're feeling a little pudgy and out of shape. That and get those endorphins going. That also makes you feel better about yourself. You know, there's somebody for everybody. That's what I'm going to say. So you want to, I mean, this might be accurate. I'm not saying that you're overstating the issues here. But what I'm saying is you don't have to let that stop you. Do the honest assessment. Okay, this is where I'm starting, and what can I do to make it better? Okay, that's where they're talking about the self worth part. You know, you just want to just accept it with no, um, no energy towards self improvement. Okay, everybody can improve. Shit, even me. And please don't think you're getting a good relationship. Everybody, every woman has that issue. That you ain't alone there, and it don't have nothing to do with what you look like. Because, we've got some of the most gorgeous women in the world that have fucked up relationships with fucked up men. So that in itself is a non issue. That's an across the board thing of all women. So take that one off and just concentrate on the other things. She was very manly. Well, I'm just saying, there's somebody for everybody. Men like all kinds of different things. They like all kinds of different things. So you can't say there's just one body type, one face type, one hair kind. I mean, there's just nothing. You know, it's just all different. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys, we're going back. The DNN starts Friday. DNN 6 o'clock Pacific time. That's 9 if you're on the East Coast. We're just coming back for our summer programming. We stop with the uh, the NARC series and going back into DNN. Okay, so hopefully go on the wall and hit your reminder button on the video. Question number 11, male, 21 to 26, out of Seattle. I've been dating this girl for almost 2 months now, and I wanted your point of view. Basically, she is the type that barely checks her phone. She just hates using it from what she told me. I don't think I've ever seen her check her phone when we were together. It's been like that since the beginning, 1 or 2 replies per day max. Well, damn, how many times you want to text somebody? She has never turned me down when I asked her out yet, and when we're together is great. I think she's really fun to be with, but between dates, barely any communication. She also has never initiated texting. We live a bit less than an hour apart, and with the current situation, seeing each other more than once a week is difficult. She does sleep over on weekends. I'm sending her this letter because I'm not going to see her this weekend, and she had other plans, but we haven't texted at all since she left on Saturday, and I don't think she will unless I do. I'd feel it really weird if we didn't talk at all for almost 2 weeks. Is it needy of me to want her to text first for once? Or am I expecting too much from someone who is not into her phone at all? I'm not the needy, possessive type, but I do expect something on her part. Motherfucker, pick up the phone like a grown ass man. What is all this texting shit? That gets on my nerves. Okay, this girl obviously does not like texting. So what do? You dial. Choo, 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 choo. Hey, babe. That's what she's looking for, you dummy. And you sitting up there just wanting to text her to death. She don't want to text all damn day. I don't blame her. That's very juvenile. And you in the 21 to 26 age group, you a young man now. Get your shit straight. Real women don't want a fucking text. They want a conversation. So you sitting up there all in a snit because she won't text. I'm not gonna text you either. That's ridiculous. I don't feel like it. I mean, I will sometimes, but I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. And it's more likely to just be left you on read, because it's just too much. People want to have a whole fucking conversation by text. Pick up the phone, motherfucker. Lazy asses. Oh, that drives me nuts. And then write me a whole letter about it when all you had to do was call her. That never occurred to you, huh? Oh, it's only 1 to 2 replies per day. You lucky you get that. Oh my God. Call your girlfriend. Let her hear your voice. Listen to hers. Say sweet stuff to her that she can hear on your voice. Tell her how much you miss her, how you think about her, how you call because you just want to hear her voice. I'm glad you answered. Stuff like that. Make her be happy that she picked up the phone instead of whining. Oh my God, I need to have a class for men on how to make sure they treat women right and don't act stupid. This is just ridiculous. I'm just feeling rather cross right now. I'm feeling cross. Yeah, he just doing too much. With all this damn texting. Texting is so impersonal. That's why I hate it. I mean, it's cool. Like, okay, say I'll have a date, and there's traffic or something, Oh, I'm gonna send a quick text because I can't move in the car, and I don't have a Bluetooth thing, so I just send a quick. I can do text with my phone. It's a Google Fi phone, so you just say, "Hey Google," and then it says, how can I help you?" Oh, I said it, and it just started acting up. It started thinking I'm gonna do something over here, and I say, "Send a text to so and so." And then it asks you, what do you want the text to say? And then I say it, and then you say send, and it sends it. And so, just say I'm running late, I'm stuck in traffic. I'll be there about 10 minutes late, something like that. Quick text. They can do the same to me. Or I'm at the grocery store. On my way over there, I can stop at the store. You need anything? He's coming over for dinner. Did you forget anything? You need something? Okay, that's a quick text. And then, with men, you're going to reply with the text with what you need. So because if you tell them, they're going to forget. So it's in written form. They can look at the phone. Oh, yeah, she need this, and this, and this. And he's going to go around the store and he's going to get it because it's written. And that's a good way to deal with it. But just to text all day, that's all you want to do is text me to death? No, we're not doing that. Question number 12, 12 of 20, 37 to 45-year-old female out of Canada. Hi, Deb. Thanks for all you do to empower women. I need a reality check slap in the face, tough love, so go ahead and hit me with your best shot. Oh, boy. I have been married for 15 years and have a lover of 3 years that my husband doesn't know about. My husband has erectile dysfunction since 4 years ago. Our marriage is fine. We're just not having eggplant. We have a child, and this is the reason why I'm staying. He's a great dad. I fallen in love with my lover. He has a partner who he loves. I didn't think I would ever develop feelings. This was just to satisfy, a need that I had that I was missing in my marriage. I'm an emotional wreck now. I've tried to talk myself into ending the affair, but I keep getting pulled back. My son is 13. Maybe I should get a divorce. I know this is unfair to my husband. I want things to stay as they are, but I know it's not right. What should I do? How can this? Okay, first of all, even if you do get a divorce, you ain't going with dude because dude is in love with somebody else. So, that would be kind of dumb. And why would you fall in love with somebody who's flat out told you to stay in love with somebody else? What's wrong with you? Now, and you talking about you an emotional wreck? Why would you be an emotional wreck state? See, if you can't play the big girl games, you don't play. This is not something you don't go around having FWBs and affairs and all this stuff if you can't handle it. You can't keep your emotions out of it. This is something you should never have done. And if you want to have, this side life and stuff, then you should get a divorce. Your son is 13. He can live with his dad and you can have visitation. 13-year-old boys can be with their father. He's not a baby no more. So, and then you go off and, do your thing wherever. I mean, and not, people say it's unfair. And so, but what's fair? What's a good reason to get a divorce? When we get married, one of the things that we get married for is to have that kind of satisfaction, emotional and physical satisfaction. Otherwise, why you fucking get married? Now, whatever health condition he got, he's kind of young. You only 37 to 45, and he's already, things ain't working already. That's kind of a problem. He didn't take care of himself at all. Did you change his diet? Make his ass be a vegan. He'll get his spring back unless he has some serious damage. But vascular damage, then that's pretty much a wrap. But if it's because he has some fat clogging his little vas tubes and all this old stuff, you might be able to clean that out with a change in diet. No meat, no eggs, no dairy. Okay, he's just gonna eat fruits, vegetables, and whole grains, and see what that does to him. It's a high fiber diet. It tends to help men a lot that have that issue. Um, But other than that, I would recommend that you get a divorce and that you give your husband custody and you have visitation. And that should work out just great. Question number 13, male, 21 to 26 in the UK. I've been thinking about something for a while since it was a factor in the end of my last relationship. The issue I want to ask you about is your girlfriend being your confidant. If you expect that, is it asking too much? One of the reasons my ex gave me for the breakup was that I refused to open up to her about certain things. That wasn't the only reason, though. I'm generally a private person, so I'm careful who I share things with. I only share with a confidant, which she could not be since she shared everything with her sister. The relationship was good overall, so I was willing to accept that she couldn't be a confidant, but the fact that I was unwilling to share with her became a deal breaker for her. After speaking to some of my female friends, I'm wondering if it's asking too much of a girlfriend to be a confidant. Does the relationship have to reach a higher level before that becomes a reasonable expectation? No, you're just never going to get that because women always talk, especially to their sister. So you want to feel your girls, you want a confidant, motherfucker, pay a shrink and go over there and make the magic happen. Nobody, I mean, that's just the way it is. Women talk. Shit, men talk. Men gossip more than women do. It's ridiculous. But if unless you specifically tell her, okay, I don't want you to tell anybody this, well then it's open season. Now if you said I don't want you to tell anybody this and then she did anyway, well then I could understand, your concern. But um I don't know. I think that if you have secrets that you don't want anybody to know, and in your family or your girlfriend circle or something, then you need to go and pay a shrink because that's what they do professionally. And you could confidant your ass off for that hour and then get up and be fine. You don't have to tell your girlfriend those things. Well, you know, women do talk though. They're going to talk about something. And it's just going to be a matter of, how much they tell. I mean, some women don't tell everything, but they're going to say something. Something about their husband, something about their boyfriend, because that's just what we do. We're going to talk about your ass in some way, shape, or form. Now, you to have an expectation that you would never be a topic of discussion between your girlfriend and her sister, or your girlfriend and any of her other friends, your girlfriend and her mama, anything like that is an unreasonable expectation. That's what people do. They talk about their mates. Okay? They might say good things, they might say bad things, but whatever it is, it's going to be a topic of conversation at some point. So you having this expectation that you could just dump all this shit on her and she never going to say nothing to nobody is unreasonable and unfair. Yeah, they do. They gossip. Oh my, because I'm telling you, a lot of men in my family, I be listening to them gossip about stuff. It's like y'all is just like a bunch of hens. Okay. Yeah, that's what I got to say on that dude. You need to be barking up the wrong tree. Question 14, male, 18 to 21 out of Dayton, Ohio. Can you give me your opinion, please? I have met a beautiful girl. She works in a small store where I buy food and other things. We are both 25. I sent her a friend request on Facebook and Instagram and she accepted, but she confuses me. Sometimes she's very nice with me. She approached me first and started a conversation. Started asking me, do I train any sport? Am I going to the college? Where do I work? What's my name? Sometimes when I can't find or examples for shaving cream or something else, she approached me and asked what I'm looking for, and then she helps me to find it. Unfortunately, she is more often cold and distant. Sometimes she passed in front of me without any word, without even look at me. What is wrong with her? Why is she acting so different with me? Why does she treat me a few days in one way, nice way, and the other days in another way, cold way? She always treats the other guys in the store the same way, not hot cold as with me. I'm a little jealous because of that. I've noticed that she often plays with her hair when she is alone in the store with me. I've heard that girls play with their hair when they like some guy. Is that true? No. People play with their hair because they're just bored or they're thinking about something. It's just an idle habit, just like doodling. Same shit. So I knew this girl, she used to wrap her hair and she would chew it. I thought that was gross, but that was her habit. Now, what it sounds like to me, young man, is that this is a girl who works in a store. She's a retail salesperson. It is her job to be friendly and welcoming to the people who come into the store. It is her job to help them find what they need so she can make a sale. That's her job. And you're taking it as this something like jumping off romantically or something. Like she's playing games with you because she doesn't always speak to you the way that you want her to. You have a very weird, stalkerish, kind of entitled attitude, sir, and it's kind of scary. You need to go to a different store. That's what you need to start doing because you putting way too much on this girl to like give you what you want and do what you want her to do the way you want her to do it when she's just doing her job. Your attitude here is very scary and is making me nervous for her because you don't sound like you rap too tight. You getting all this anger, getting jealous because she talks to other dudes in the store. Is she your woman? Do you even like? Have you ever talked to her on the phone? Gone on a date? Nothing. No. So you getting jealous because she talks to other people while she's doing her job. Don't you understand how stupid you sound? You sound like a nut. You need to go to a shrink or something. You are just something is seriously wrong with you. Yeah, just as they say, conversating. That's all she doing. And he gonna put all this on it. Yeah. But the main thing is this jealous thing he's talking about. She's the same with the other guys. You don't know that. Your ass don't live in the store 24/7. You jump into all kind of conclusions and saying all kind of shit that you don't even know what the fuck you talking about. You need to stay out that store and leave that girl alone before something bad happens. Because your attitude is frightening. Dayton, Ohio. I wish I knew where she worked so I could tell her. Change jobs. This guy's a nut. Question 15, male, 26 to 29, UK. I'm a 28-year-old man. My future father in law wants to leave me with the legacy of his thriving business, but he wants something in return. I've worked in his business for the past 4 years. He has no sons and wants me to take on my fiance's surname. Why does he want me to do that? Because, I mean, that's the thing. That's like a lot of people are doing that these days. They're like both having a hyphenated name. Like it used to just be the woman who would have a hyphenated name and he would keep his name. But now a lot of them are doing the hyphenated name, so the whole family has the hyphenated name of the husband and the wife, all the kids, and what they both have the same hyphenated name. Also, in some regions of the world, the husbands are taking the wife's name because they like it better. Like if you were marrying somebody who was a woman who was a DuPont, wouldn't you want to change your name to DuPont? I would if I were a guy. I sure would. Because whatever my family, Smith, Jones, Williams, whatever, I'm going to be a DuPont now. Bye. So, but I mean, they don't have to be money, but sometimes they just like the people's name better, the woman's name better. So they change their name to hers. So, because then people say, well, that's really messed up. Why? Why is it that it's okay for women to have to disrupt their whole life and get a whole new driver's license, social security card, and change everything at their job and all this stuff, but men can't do it? No, it's fair that either both of them do it, or he can do it. Shit, I don't understand why. I'm just saying, DuPont or Kennedy, although they have a whole bunch of shit going on with that. Yeah, I'm like, mm-mm. Well, if anybody want to marry me, they gonna have to change their name to Cooper. I'm not changing mine. I'm not doing it. Question number 16, male, 21 to 26, and DC. Oh, here we go. Dusty capital of the world. I met an amazing person in August of 2019. Let's call her April. She was amazing. She cared about me like no one ever has before. She was so kind, so loving, so accepting. She was a soft spoken, good person who didn't get into drinking, drugs, or stupid trouble. But I was blind and stupid, he says. I won't sugarcoat and pretend I didn't do anything wrong. I kept downing her, suspecting she was secretly a fake person. She was always kind and patient with me. I made up lies about myself to her, lied about having certain illnesses to test her to see if she really cared. I lied about having a personality disorder and fake switching into a demonic personality where I belittled her and called her names. Wow, you were just really doing the most. She still loved me, never once suspected me of lying. She has her own personal struggles. She was starting a new life away from her dad who sexually abused her. One day she broke down to me about it, and what did I do? I got fed up and I told her I need space. And I just left her crying on the stairway all alone. How screwed up am I, right? That's why you women, you don't never tell them stuff like that. On New Year's Day, we were at a party. I got jealous of her making new friends, so I cut her off for it and immediately moved on to another girl in our friend group thinking she would be better. I made her cry on New Year's Day. What the hell is wrong with me? I thought things were better with the new girl. She was cool, liked the same music as me, like drinking. I thought it was better since April was a completely different person from me. Then the new girl ended up leaving me in mid January, the same way all girls leave me. April found someone new around the same time, and they have been together ever since. How screwed up am I? I regret leaving April so much. She looks happier with the new guy. I want her back. She was the only person who didn't leave my side. I regret everything. Your ship is sunk, Holmes. Holmes, skillet is over. Grow the fuck up. Grow up. Look at all the lies you told her and the games you played with that girl's head and heart, and you think you want because you want her back. You don't deserve her back. You need some couch time. That's what you need to figure out why you so insecure and your self-esteem is so low that you think toying with somebody and hurting them like that is a sane and sensible thing to do. So you need to get yourself uh, on somebody's couch and talk to a qualified therapist because this kind of behavior here is utterly disgusting. And the fact that she stayed with you as long as she did is amazing. And then you're going to fake switching into a demonic personality where you belittle her and call her names and you think that that's something that she would want to come back to? Because, see, she don't know that you was faking it. But once she finds out that you were faking it and you were doing that on purpose, don't you think that would make her be even more disgusted with you? See, you weren't even really sick. You were doing it on purpose. You were doing it intentionally with malice and foresight and planning. So, yeah, he crazy as hell. I'm telling you, I knew it was when it said DC, I knew it was going to be some major dust. So, sir, this is over for you. Leave her alone. She's happy with her new dude who's treating her well and not playing stupid games with her, and that's what it needs to be. So, you need to grow up and get yourself some therapy so you can get next time you get in a relationship, you'll know how to act. Just stupid. Question number 17. Me female 21 to 26 in Atlanta. After many times of going back and forth with a guy I was, quote, talking to for the last year, it has finally clicked in my head that he's been stringing me along this whole time. We connect. He tell me what I wanted to hear. He sees a future. He loves me too. His head gets in the way. We'd reunite for a night and have eggplant only to have him fade away. The cycle went this way numerous times. Oh, the narc discard. I'm now so hurt as it's crystal clear that his intentions were hardly pure. I know I did play a role too, as I continue to put myself back in the situation and always hoped for a different outcome. I'm beating myself up relentlessly because of it, believe me. My question is if he ever reaches out to me again, should I just ignore him? Part of me feels that what I need to do is send the message that I'm done and to not even talk any chances of being sucked back in by his BS. The other part thinks it's immature, though, and I should just be civil and cut this conversation short. Deb, have any other women gone through this? How would you respond? You must not have watched any of the narc series. I got the narcissistic relationship. All these ladies talking about their relationships with narcissists. Plus, I have a whole series of video called The Narcissistic Manipulator. That's on a separate playlist. And it runs over a lot of the games that the dudes play. So you look on the playlist and you can find Narcissistic Manipulator series and all those videos. Um, this is typical narc behavior. They fill your head. They do what these people call the love bomb, and they come in the door, tell you everything you want to hear, being all wonderful, buy you flowers and stuff, and being Mr. Magic, and then he gets what he wants, and then he fades on away again. And why you let this keep happening to yourself though? Why were you doing that? What did you think he was going to be different? He's already shown you who he is. How many times did you need to see it? But I guess you finally got a clue now. But if he ever reached out to you, should you just ignore him? Absolutely. As a matter of fact, what you should do when you hear this answer is immediately go to your phone and block him so he cannot call you ever again. Go to your social media accounts where he has these, one of your friends or whatever they call it. Block him there as well. You know, that's what you need to do. So that's the only way you're going to be getting away from this guy. You don't have to be worried about being immature with a narc. You do what's best for you. If somebody judging you for something being immature means you're looking at other people's opinion of your behavior. You worrying about what the fuck they think versus what's best for you. That's not how you handle it. You do what's gonna work for you, what's best for you, that's gonna protect you from getting caught up in his nonsense again. And that is to block. Block and delete. Yeah, they just I don't know what you think is gonna happen different. Question number 18. This is a female 21 to 26 out of Montreal. I met this guy online. We saw each other a couple of days later. We went to dinner and it was amazing and the chemistry was there. We kept talking for some time and we got deep really quickly. He told me he wants to be his wife, blah blah blah, and I'm the one for him. All of that. 3 weeks in, we only met once, and he lives 2 hours away. I suggested coming, but something comes up and he can't. After arguing for a week of how he's busy and does not have time to see me, he finally saw me again and we enjoyed the night. I know he likes me, but he's been inconsistent and really hard to figure out. We kept fighting, and I realized we are horrible at dealing with conflict. It has been on and off for 4 months, and I only saw him for 3 times. When we're not fighting, we are really good, and I thought he was the one. When we argue, we are horrible at communicating, and we ignore each other. It's toxic. Okay, then he ignored her. She was doing everything alone. This is a long letter, so I'm skimming it. I really love this guy. He's different from every other guy I met. I've been single for nearly 4 years now. I'm 25. We got back to talking. It goes well and go back to good old days, but not for long. He tells me that I put him off of my behavior, and he likes relaxed, chilled environments. Our last argument was because I thought it was disrespectful to like booty pics of females he knows on Instagram and give me the wrong signal that he is not serious about pursuing me. This is the same guy that decided my comment on his page because he is a private person while he reciprocated back female attention. He says he is single and unhappy with me and can do whatever he wants. I told him, why did you bring me back to this if nothing was going to change and it's back to toxic? We were in a situationship where he said he wanted to commit but does not feel right. I told him it's very clear now where you stand because I would never disrespect you like that and would not want to hurt your feelings, which is something he can't do for me. It's really hurtful. Number one, read the signs, chick. Stop thinking about what you want it to be and accept it for what it is. You dealing with a dude and in 4 months you only saw him 3 times and you call that your man? In what alternate universe is that a boyfriend? Okay, you put way too much energy into this. That's why he just toying with you because he can't believe you. That's dumb. This you don't have a man. This not your boyfriend. He's not even a FWB. I don't know what this is. You see him 3 times in 4 months, like every 5 to 6 weeks. He rolled through you and you is your return in the rotation. Girl, wise up. Okay, wise up. Cut him off. Let it go. If he contacts you again, which he shouldn't be able to because you should put him on block and just get off of this cycle. This doesn't make any sense. This man doesn't, he's not serious about you. He don't give a fuck about you. You just something to do when he can convince you to let him into your bedroom. Okay? I'm sorry, but you need something blunt so that you will understand what's going on here and you stop with this. Cut him loose. Question 19. Oh my God. My God. Yeah, they have others. That's why she in the rotation. She in the 6 week rotation. The ones that they really like be in the once a week rotation. But she in the 6 week rotation. Female, 30 to 36, USA. I have been in a relationship for a year. We're thinking to move in together in a few months before the end of this year. While planning for that, I learned some things about my boyfriend, his values in terms of supporting his retired mom that I'm not really sure how to deal with. We're both in our early 30s, have stable jobs, similar income. He earns $1,000 to $2,000 a month more than I do. And we are thinking if things go well after we move in, we may think about marriage a year after that. I'm a single child. My parents are doing well, love me a lot, are financially stable, and have a good plan in place for things like retirement. My boyfriend has an older brother in his 40s with a stable job and a mom that's retired. They all live together in the house that my boyfriend and his brother own. When he gets married, they will sell the house and split the money 3 ways. His mom gets $1,000 combined from both sons each month, plus another $1,500 as retirement fund from other sources. My boyfriend earns a bit more than his brother, so he puts the majority of the household expenses, like utilities, cable, and cell phone bills, and half of the mortgage. His brother pays for the majority of dining out. They eat out a lot, and half of the mortgage. My boyfriend would like to continue to give his mother $500 a month, and he mentioned he would still pay some of their expenses in the future. Not sure the exact amount, even if he is married. His mom's been through a lot. Her marriage didn't work out. She went through horrible things like domestic violence, so he likes to treat her a bit and make sure she lives a happy life. I understand where he's coming from, and I support him in that, but I think giving his mom $500 a month is fair. However, I'm struggling with him continuing to pay for some of their expenses after he moves out, and they are no longer living together. His mom is healthy, has good insurance, and not paying any significant medical expenses. With the $2,500 she gets a month and no mortgage, I think she will be comfortable living with my boyfriend's brother if my boyfriend gets married. If his mom is struggling for food or medical expenses, I don't mind supporting her more, but at this point, I really can't relate to my boyfriend's plan. From his perspective, his mom went through so much, he just wants to give her the best he can, and his mom will be living with his brother who will take care of her more. So my boyfriend should pay a bit more for their expenses. I met his mom before. She's really nice. She's different from my parents in a way that she thinks her children should help support her financially. And she has a bit of a different lifestyle. Nothing too crazy. She eats out all the time and sometimes buys frivolous things. My boyfriend and I are no means rich or earn a super large amount of money. We're just regular working people. Giving $1,000 a month to his mother would not be a small amount. It would probably affect our ability to have a child to prepare for our own retirement. I would definitely have more conversations with my boyfriend about supporting his mom, and I'll be super happy if you can give me advice on how to approach these conversations. I really like him, but I don't think this is something I can live with in the future. Thanks for all you do, Dad. Well, if you can't get with it now, you need to find somebody else. You can't come between a man and his mama. That's just you fighting a losing battle. It's not going to work. And he thinks that's what he needs to do, And see, this is a problem I had like that with he wasn't like he was his mother, but he had like all these people in his family that used to, hit him up for money. They would be irresponsible with theirs and they would hit him up because, he made a good salary, had his own business. And, and then he was single. And so he had a lot of disposable income. So it was always in his pocket. Well, then here come me. I put a halt to that shit. And they like, well, I lost my rent money. Well, how'd you lose it? Well, I went to Reno. Oh, so you gambled it away. Well, guess what? That's gonna be on you. No. Well, he always used to help me. I said, yeah, well, he ain't doing that no more because now his money is my money. And I'm not giving you my money. You should have paid your rent before you went to Reno and only gambled with the money that you had left. But instead, you gambled with your rent money. So now, well, I guess you're about to be homeless. Not my problem. Hung up the phone. And I told him, when I go in the bank account and I see that you gave them some money, I'm going to kick your ass. So he knew better. So he didn't. And then after that, people started getting them act together because they didn't have him to fall back on. But that's what this, $2,500 a month, and your rent's paid, all the bills are paid in the house. All you got to do is spend $2,500 on frivolous shit. That's plenty of money. Plenty of money. And he doesn't even live there, so you don't need to be paying no bills in that house anymore. Plus, if they sell the house, it won't be there anyway. So what's the problem? I don't know. If I were you, I would have a conversation with him and I would say, look, what I just told you, and say, then when you get married, half of your money is my money and half of my money is your money. But since you make so much more from me, when you giving all this money to other people when they don't really need it, it's kind of making me wonder, how are we supposed to have a family? How are we going to put a fund put together for our kids for college? How are we going to plan for our retirement? How are we going to buy a house when you shifting $1,000 a month or more over someplace else? That's somebody that doesn't even need it. It's not like she's destitute. She has $2,500. You give her $500 a month, that's enough. If they want the money to last longer, they can cook. They don't have to eat out all the time. And see what he says. If he's adamant that that's how he wants to do things, then you say, okay, well, then I can't marry you. Because that's not the kind of marriage that I want. I don't want to do that. And that would be me. I mean, it's nice, sometimes, a boyfriend is just a boyfriend, and that's all they should be. They just stay that. They shouldn't become a husband because, little things like this, you see, if you do that, this is the long-term picture for your marriage. And whatever way he is now, if anything, is going to get worse because his mother then, if she gets, starts to think she needs more money, he's going to want to give it to her. That's going to impact what goes on in your household. While your parents are fully self-sustaining. So, this is just a very different value system that you two have, and it's going to cause major conflicts as you go down the road. So you really need to rethink this marriage. Y'all ain't on the same page. And the last question of the night, question number 20 of What the Fuck Wednesday. This is from a male in the 30 to 36 age group from Pensacola, Florida. My girlfriend is overly attached to her parents. I actually respect the fact that she is close to them, but sometimes closeness can turn into an unhealthy dependence. A lot of this stemmed from my girlfriend being homeschooled by her mom. I'm 31 and my girlfriend is 23. I've always dated older women until my current girlfriend. I had a lot of responsibility when I was younger that made me more mature for my age. I started dating my current girlfriend after she started flirting with me. I've been dating with her for about 4 months and we still haven't been on a date without her family. What? I understand not staying the night with someone until you're married, but we haven't even been out to eat by ourselves. We recently went on an outing in a nearby city. It took 2 hours to get there. I drove separately because it was Friday and it was my National Guard weekend, which happened to be in the same city of our outing. I thought my girlfriend would have rode me to the outing and rode back with her parents, but she rode there with her parents while I was in my truck all by myself. Also, she won't call me until after 10 o'clock every night so she can spend time with her family. I like her family and they like me. I know the relationship has potential because she keeps asking me to go places with her and her family. I understand the situation, but this still doesn't keep me from feeling like I'm just someone on a back burner. I have strong feelings for her and would like to spend the rest of my life with her. I don't feel her parents are controlling, but I do feel they've created an environment that has allowed their daughter to become overly dependent upon them. This unhealthy dependence didn't happen overnight. The only thing I know to do is continue to be patient and gradually wean her off this unhealthy dependence. Deb, any ideas or suggestions on my situation would be appreciated. Well, I tell you what I would do if I were you. I would have a sit down with all them motherfuckers. With all of them. Just, you say that you like them and they like you, so you sit down and say, I'm feeling like a third wheel in my relationship because we never get to form a bond just between the two of us because you guys are always there. What is this? Am I dating the whole family or am I just dating her? Why is this happening this way? And let them tell you. See, that's what you writing me, and it's great. You get to explore your feelings and tell the story and all this stuff. But I can't solve this problem. You need to G the fuck up like a dude, like a man, and go in the house and sit them all down and tell them. It's like I want to have spend time with my woman by herself, but just the two of us getting to know each other and building something. I really like her. I can see a future here, but I cannot see a future with every time we go somewhere. I never spend time with her alone. It's always a group date and I don't want that. And it hurt my feelings. This thing about the National Guard thing, where she rode there with you and with them, her parents, and rode back with her parents, and didn't even spend any time with you in the truck. It's like she doesn't want to spend time alone with you. Why? Does she not trust you, or does she not trust herself, or is she pretending to like you more than she really does? And they're a buffer. These are all things that you need to find out. And I would be, the direct route is the best route. So just get to the core of things because you might be the only one who's feeling, all this spending my life with her, all this stuff. And she's got dragging her family around with her because they're a buffer between you getting close to her like that. She doesn't really want to. But you need to find out, is it her or is it them? You know? It's got to be one or the other. So that's the column for this week. Wow. Some doozies in here. Yeah, without going on family dates. I'm like, what the hell? I could see that when you like, in the Victorian era, they always had a chaperone, and they couldn't talk, they couldn't hold hands or nothing. They always had a chaperone on a date with them or two people or something, so they would never be alone. They would like, drop back and, let them be up in front of them or something, but they always had eyes on them. It sounds like that. And it's like, is that supposed to be well, I mean, how are you supposed to form a relationship with somebody like that? Develop any kind of closeness and intimacy? I don't know. You can't even hold the woman's hand because she busy dipping and dodging with her in front of her family. I don't know. I couldn't do it personally. Yeah, it is. People do that. Yep. Well, kimchi, that's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. But yeah, one chaperone, not the whole damn family. 97 people coming on a damn date. No, we're not trying to do that. Yeah, these parents are just crazy. But it's always like that. Even if it's not directly the parents somehow had a hand in the kids getting screwed up. So that what's happening now is because of their parents. So it's very interesting to see. I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. But join me on Friday. So no show tomorrow, but on Friday, be here for the DNN. It starts up again and it will go through August or early September. And then I'll come up with something else because that's my summertime programming. It ran a lot over last year, but it's very exhausting, and so we're gonna do the DNF just for the summer this time. All right, so you guys, I will see you there. If you are not a subscriber to this channel, please hit that subscription button and the instant notification bell so you get notices of when we do shows. Scheduled new shows are scheduled or a pop up is scheduled. Become a part of it by subscribing, and I will see you all on Friday evening, 6 p.m. sharp. Be here. Talk to you later. Bye bye.